Let's start with what didn't happen because I think a lot of people were talking about it, and the big thing that didn't happen. There were two things that didn't happen. I think that people were wondering about, but the big thing that didn't happen was the trade of Jacob Markstrom. Of course, the reports were all over. Indicated that Jacob Markstrom there was a deal in place reportedly for the Calgary Flames and the New Jersey Devils, and that Markstrom was going to New Jersey, and the Flames were going to get a prospect and a first round pick. And the reports were that this upper management, there were some reports indicated that upper management from the Flames, whether that be Don Maloney, whether that be Murray Edwards, vetoed this trade because of salary retention. And it got a lot of people I found this year, just as a sidebar, this was one of the years, Dan, where I found a lot of people were really overreacting to things that were not happening or possibly going to happen. And we'll address that with the Noah Hannafin trade as well. But I'm going to sit here and I feel like I'm in the minority of what a lot of people are talking about with this Markstrom situation, and just hear where I'm coming from and see. I'm just going to see what you think. I don't think that this was the right move for the Flames, and I'll tell you why I don't think it was the right move for the Flames. I'm not entirely sold on this prospect.
You think it wasn't the right move to move him, or it wasn't the right move to keep him?
It was not the right move to move him to New Jersey. It was. I think the right move was to keep him and wait for the offseason for this. There's three reasons why. I'm not entirely convinced that the prospect that was put in place reportedly was the guy that I think the Flames should be eyeing. I do think that there are better prospects out there. I also think the salary retention is the report was that the Devils wanted salary retention, but originally were not going to add anything else into this situation. And it really feels like the Devils were trying to make this trade through the media and say, no, we won't salary retain. It's fine. We can do it without if you want to do that. And Markstrom kept playing better. The Devils kept sinking. That ship quickly sank to the point that Lindy Ruff got fired. Travis Green came in this week to replace him as coach. And they ended up trading Tyler Toffoli as part of the trade deadline. The other thing here is even in terms of salary retention, that's one salary retention spot, not just for this year. That's for 2025 as well as 2026. So that's 3 years of a salary retention. And I think ultimately the offseason, and you look at the offseason free agent goaltending situation, which includes two players that were traded yesterday, Kaapo Kähkönen one, I think Vitek Vanecek, I think will be in that list. It's not a robust free agent market. The only other goalie that I think will be in play that is legitimate is Linus Ullmark. So I still think the Flames have the strong hand in play that they didn't need to make this deal now for New Jersey. And there's people that are making the claim that Jacob Markstrom is going to hold out and he has a no-move clause and the only place that he will want to go is New Jersey. The Flames still have the hot hand in this situation because you know what? They don't have to trade him to New Jersey for 2 years. They have his contract for 2 years. Like ideally you want to trade Jacob Markstrom, and I think that this does get done in the offseason, but I don't think that this was the trade that needed to be done absolutely right now. I really don't. And I may sit on the minority of this, Dan, but that's how I'm seeing this. I think the Flames in the long term, sometimes it's not the trades that you make, it's the trades that you don't. And I think the Flames this one may turn out to be the one that they're glad they didn't make.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think I'm against the New Jersey trade with the retention. There was a rumor that came out later that New Jersey was willing to do the trade without the retention. And at that point, I think it was seriously worth looking at because, just like you were saying, you don't want to retain this for as long as you would have to there. But I don't know that this was the right time to make this deal. I mean, if you got a deal that was going to blow you away, sure, you'd make the deal. But making the deal for the sake of moving him, these prospects, whoever it is you're going to get, I think are still going to be either good or not in the offseason, and you'll get some playoff experience out of them, which I think is important too if they're NHL level guys. I also think as the Flames, you will get a better selection of teams to make a deal with in the offseason because there's always that one team who goes in the playoffs thinking they have the goaltending they want and they don't, and they then go looking for it. And I think that, it could be, it could end up being the Devils. I don't think it's going to now with Allen going there. It could end up being LA. It could end up being a number of teams, I think, in the offseason who might say, you know what, we need that goalie. Let's go get him. And I think by then the Flames also have a better sense of what's working and what's not with the guys they brought in and where they might still need a tweak. I think if they're going to do this now, they need a centerman. And I think that's going to be easier to get in the offseason.